Hey, this is Dave of Dave Trains, and as you can see, I'm working on trees. And there's basically tons of tutorials out there, or how-tos, how to do this, how to paint them. And I must have looked at all of them. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing and my thoughts on other processes and what I've come across. Now, the only thing that I'm using is the Woodland Scenics tree armatures. That's just what I had, and some of the materials I had from many years ago to do that. So let me turn around to the hobby table and we'll take a look at what I'm doing here. I have these little plastic armatures that you get from Woodland Scenics. This is what I had. I didn't buy anything. I've seen where people use Scenic Express. They're super trees. It looks pretty good, but and I may get some one day. I'm gonna have to have a lot of trees on my layout. But this is what I have. So this is what I'm doing with armatures. Basically, when you get them, they've got the stand on them, and of course you're not going to use that, or I'm not going to use it when I do my when I put them on my layout. But you've got all these little injector pins where they mold the plastic, and so I'm going to cut those loose, and I just have a pair of snips that I can go in and just trim those off flush, and then I may have to go back and with my hobby knife and get those a little bit better. But this does pretty good. You have to trim a few little places here, and probably should have a sharper knife, but I don't. And I'll just peel that off like that, and then I'll just rough that area up. These other areas, my little snips right there do a good job of removing that pin, so just rough them up. And then basically what I'm going to do is just bend this tree, and what looks like a tree to me. Some people, they want to get it in a cup shape, but the way that I do them, I don't actually have to do that. So I can just kind of get some different shapes. You know, this is something you just can't do wrong, I don't think. I mean, it's a tree and it's in scale, so you're not going to be able to see a tremendous amount of detail. And I know a lot of people, because mainly a lot of it's HO scale, and people will paint them, and I looked at how they painted them and everything, and I just tried different methods, and I never could come up with one. I tried painting them with burnt umber and lighter browns and priming them gray and black, and it just, I don't know, just nothing ever seemed to look that good to me. So what I settled on is I prime mine in gray, and it's the gray paint I had, which is what is this called? It's Model Masters. Well, it's Krylon, but this is Model Masters Battleship Gray that I'm using, and I was going back painting some burnt umber on them, and it looked okay, but I wasn't pleased with it. And then today I'd ran out of flocking material, so I had gone to local Hobby Lobby, and I had purchased this material. I get it over here. It's kind of it gives it a rough texture that kind of looks like a tree. So I tried that out, and it really works out well. Now I just sprayed this. This is pretty wet, and it takes a little bit to dry, maybe 30 minutes to dry. But when it dries, this will look just kind of like this kind of looks like bark and looks like a tree. So all right, so anyway, when you spray this, it takes about 30 minutes to dry, but it looks really good. It looks like a tree after it dries, and then I basically follow the same instructions. I've already put the hobby tack on the ends of it. On Woodland, see a lot of people, they're just dipping it in the 1-2 tree. But what I found out is the foliage would all come off. Just what was stuck on the limbs. Anything extra, it would just eventually all come off, no matter how much. I tried hairspray, I tried spray adhesives, nothing seemed to work good. And so what I do is I will basically take the clump foliage and using a pair of tweezers and put it on there. And this is what I come up with. Um, this one was painted with a burnt umber. I don't think it's going to look near as good as that one will, but I mean, for my layout, that looks pretty good. Um, I'm pleased with it. Um, After this, I let it dry overnight, and then I will put some hairspray on that to kind of help seal it. But that's how I do my trees. Once these dry up a little bit better, I'll add a little section onto the video here showing you what I do, and we'll go from there. Some of that apart, and then just put it on there like that. And you can dunk it in a bowl, and some of it will stick, but it just seems like this does a lot better. And I'm not saying mine's the right way; it's just how I'm doing it. And cross that over, and this stuff is really tacky, and even then, some of it'll fall off. But that's why I can kind of place it, and you can see a little bit of the bark showing through. Then I can take tweezers and put little bitty, cover up these other spots. And every once in a while I have to wipe these tweezers off, because this stuff will get on there, and it won't let go of the foam. I've got a pretty good looking tree right here, I think. Pull it off, you can trim it, and right there. I've actually got a piece. Let's see if I can hook that down in there. All right. And, it looks pretty good. And even now, some of it'll fall off. It may be that this foam is old. This is pretty old. I've got some new bags I haven't opened yet. I just don't have any more of the dark green is what I probably need more of anything. But when you're on a kind of a budget, you have to take what you can get there. And there you go. It looks pretty good. Looks like a convincing tree to me. So if anything, maybe I could probably put some more glue back here. Looks like here's a spot right there I can put some in. there. There we go. So I'll let this dry overnight, and then I'll put some hairspray on it, and it'll should be good to go. Anyway, I hope if you like what you're seeing, that you'll hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, and as I continue on this journey of making this little N-scale layout. And I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great day.